Welcome back to another episode of Let's Grow Podcast, where we interview the top entrepreneurs in our communities to find out a little bit more about them, what they do, so that we can all know, like, and trust them. And today we have Mr. Tyler Johnson, who's gone from law enforcement to direct sales. So tune in, sit back, and enjoy. How you doing today?
Matt, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'm glad to have you on this podcast because you're in a unique position. You've gone from law enforcement for several years to now direct sales and owning your own business. So let's just dive in and tell me a little bit about that journey, because it's not often that you hear about that, right?
Right. And the journey's crazy because I always thought that, being in law enforcement, I was going to do it for 20, 30 years, be able to retire with my family and have an affordable living or live comfortably. What I realized several years into my career is I was never going to provide my family the life that I wanted for them. With the economy and the way things are going, I found that I had to add something. And I took a look at another opportunity and I said, you know what, I'm going to dive into this. So going from law enforcement to direct sales, nobody saw it coming, but it's changed my life and it's changed my family's life.
Yeah. So how has it changed your life, right? Because it's not every day that, when I think sometimes law enforcement or first responders, anything to that matter, when they go into that, it's like what you said, that's their end goal. That's their lifelong journey. Right. But I'm sure there was some things when you were shown an opportunity that you were like, what the heck is this? So tell me a little bit about what was that changing point and why did it change the trajectory and doing things different?
That's a long question. I'm sure I could probably talk on this for a long time.
Yeah.
A couple things. I found out that I was more absent in my family's life than I was present during my law enforcement career, which was that hit home for me. The second thing I realized is when I was going to dive headfirst into direct sales, I already had a preconceived, or I prejudged the industry.
Yeah.
Meaning I said, I'm not a salesperson. I wouldn't be able to do this. But what I realized is that when I woke up every day, I made a decision in my mind to go to work, to my law enforcement career, to provide for my family. So I sold myself every single morning when I got up to go to a job. And then whether it be your kids, your wife, you sell people every day on something, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's telling your kids, if you eat dinner, you can have a snack.
Everybody negotiates
and everybody does sales. They just see it differently. Once I changed my mindset and the perspective on sales, what I do is home and business essential services. What people need, use, and pay for every single day. So for me, going into that industry, I don't see it as sales. I see it as showing people something that will help their business in a positive way. And then there's the opportunity to earn the residual income aspect of it.
And that's the difference, right? We have to change our mindset in whatever it is that we're doing. So even if you still work in the corporate world, in the industry, that's fine. But you have to enjoy that process. You have to, like you said, wake up every day and be like, okay, I'm making a difference, right? And when you're with direct sales, or whether you're a real estate agent like myself or any other sales job out there, you have to have that mindset that you are providing either a service or a product that is going to benefit and change everyone's lives, right? Or at least add some value to that, right? And that's the difference maker, because there's sometimes salespeople out there, right? We have that cliche, and no shots at any of you, but like used car salesmen, right? You hear that cliche all the time. I know some great car salesmen because they come from value versus just trying to make that quick buck, right? And that's the difference. You provide a service that people use every day, all the time anyways. And if you have that mindset saying, I'm waking up and I'm going to talk to 10 people today and provide them a service that I offer, and it's going to help them and their family in different ways and aspects, right? So that's the difference maker that I think when people go from corporate to sales in general, right?
And a big thing I had to touch on, that's a great follow-up, is you look at the country as a whole and you look at where we're going, and we trade our time for money.
Yeah.
And I could go on about this for a long time, but I won't. I woke up every day and I traded X amount of hours for X amount of pay when I worked in law enforcement, and I loved my law enforcement career. But when I realized that I had the opportunity that my hard work would be exponentially higher with benefits and income if I just applied myself in my own direct sales business.
Yeah.
That's what changed for me. As I said,
Yeah.
I have an hourly wage here. My income opportunity here is significantly different off of my own efforts.
Yeah. And that's what it takes, right? As a business owner, as a successful business owner, is you said it yourself. Working hard, applying your work, right? A lot of business owners, they fail, right? Restaurants or salons or just any general business in general, they fail because they view as a business as I get to work when I want, how I want. Well, you still got to kind of treat it as a business and a corporate mindset where you have to work every single day on it. And sometimes as a business owner, we work more than we would have the 8 to 5 job, right? It gives us flexibility and to navigate and move things around. So if we want to show up in our kids' lives or lunch or field trips or sports, we can, and we just got to schedule around that, right?
Right.
So, but you said it yourself. We have to work hard, and if you apply the same mentality and work ethic in anything you do, you're going to be successful.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah. So as far as providing services to people, what are you doing outside of that to maintain that mindset, right? Because you went from a structure as far as corporate, whether it was law enforcement or if you're at a corporate job, to owning your own business. So what things are making you successful? So what are some of the habits or things you're having to do every day to ensure that your hard work is paying off?
Another great question. So my mindset and the daily routine for me comes from one of the specific areas that I focus on, and it's healthcare. Now, I know when talk about healthcare and how much it costs and the affordability is nails on a chalkboard for people.
Yeah.
Because of the rising cost of healthcare. I work with a nonprofit health sharing organization that is showing people an alternative form of healthcare that feels better for their families. Now, to answer your question, when I wake up every day, the mindset of my business is the past calls I've had, the past follow-ups where people have said, you have truly changed the way that our family is able to provide. Last month, I debated on X, Y, and Z bills or paying for my traditional health insurance. You have changed that, and it's impacted our life tremendously.
Yeah.
So when you wake up and I got goosebumps. When you wake up every day and you know that you are truly changing people's lives, and I know that people say that in general, we are massively disrupting a $4.5 trillion industry and helping people. So when I wake up knowing that I can do good by that person and help their family, that keeps me going every day.
Yeah, and the great thing is, right, people don't know about it, and that's the main part is people are unaware of different options they have. They just think it's the traditional, I work my 8 to 5 and that's the only insurance. When I was in the car industry, our health insurance sucked. Because you got to think of the traditional, these big Fortune 500 companies, if the bigger they are, the more discounts they get to offer to their associates, right? And so when I worked for a car dealership, our healthcare sucked. I just went without it because it was so expensive, and I didn't even have kids at the time, right? And this was just for me, and it was crazy, and I never knew about health sharing or different other opportunities for it until really today, now that I'm out of the industry and I'm a realtor, which I'm having to pay for my own health insurance as well, or whatever that looks like. And so we got to have those options. First thing is people don't know about it.
Right.
And then, like you said, the mindset that you have knowing that you're really helping a family or an individual with something that they've been wanting and needing, but they never knew about, right? So how do you maintain a healthy mindset and a positive mindset? Because you're a team leader, you have a team in direct sales, and me included underneath that, and you're an amazing leader for us. So how are you maintaining a positive mindset? Are you reading books? Are you listening to podcasts? Working out, eating healthy, or are you like me and drink 3 energy drinks a day? No, I'm just kidding.
That's a great question. I try I'm trying to cut out the energy drinks and whole 9 yards. But when I wake up every day, it's you got to get some sort of physical activity in.
Yeah.
You have got to do something to kickstart your body, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
20 minutes of rowing, walking, something to get your mind going. Because once you start the day and you complete a task, it changes the trajectory for the entire day.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, podcasts, reading and stuff, I'm a huge Audible person.
Yeah.
Presley Swaggerty has a book. It's called Millionaire by Halftime. It's a
Great book.
customer acquisition network marketing book that really truly gives people an insight of what you can accomplish, whether you come from extreme success, owning multiple businesses and wanting to add to that, or coming from nothing and reaching in your pocket to scrape up change to try to figure out something.
Yeah.
So that's a great book. There's a couple other ones in direct sales that have really shifted the mindset. So
yeah, no, that's awesome. And I love audiobooks, right? And you can listen to it in the car, whether you're working out, right? It just makes it so much easier, and then you can always take notes from it however you want. And the great thing about audiobooks is you can kind of speed it up, like listening to it a little bit faster.
I do 1.2.
A little bit faster to get through it a little bit more, right? So no, that's great, man. Having a positive mindset, like you said, you got to work out. And people work out for different reasons, but they don't understand, like, just that quick 20-minute rowing or walk or just something outdoors or anything gets your blood flowing. And like you said, you've completed a task. So now you can feel like you can accomplish anything, especially when it comes to direct sales, right? People don't understand direct sales is a little bit more challenging because of the point of view from the outside world.
Absolutely.
They always just want to think, oh, well, they're here to make a quick buck, like I mentioned before. But it's not. It's how can I help you or your family or your business with whatever service or sales that you're offering, right? That's the difference. So, no, that's great.
And I would say, just to add on to that a little bit, the mindset piece of it was when you change the people that you hang out with in your life from the negativity, the people that pull you down, or the people that are just comfortable, and you have your gossip sessions, you have you want to meet up with people just to gossip about what's going on. Once you change the people you hang out with in life, and you take direction from people that have actually been somewhere, not taking direction from people that have never even been there, things will change. And in the direct sales industry, I've aligned myself with some of the top leaders in the world, not the state, not the country, the entire world. And I follow their guidance, and it's every time I see them, if I even come in with any ounce of negativity, they take a step back. They go, exit the room and come back in because we don't want anything to do with it. You start hanging out with those people in life, you will truly elevate. And that's what I've spent a lot of time to get going forward, subtracting a lot from my life.
Yeah. So. When you change your environment and you change the words, whether you're speaking into the universe or to yourself, that's truly when you change your world, right? So many other opportunities open up. So let's go back to this health sharing, right? Because you mentioned health share. Not a lot of people know what that is. So share a little bit about what is health share.
So backstory to this is the company I work with actually partnered with one of the fastest growing health sharing organizations in the country.
Wow. Okay.
And it's an alternative approach to the rising cost of traditional health insurance. So it looks and feels like traditional insurance, as if you were to go to the doctor, ease of use, present your card. However, our nonprofit approach is you have an advocate that fights to lower your medical bills before you even get them. Traditional insurance, these massive companies have a certain threshold of whether they'll even negotiate pricing. The reason I know this is because I have become such an advocate for our health sharing program that I went out and got my traditional insurance license just to show people that this is a better option. So not only my health sharing program that we offer, I have the ability to provide the largest services for the largest traditional insurance companies in the world, and also the largest voluntary benefit companies in the world. So I do everything, and I simply show people, here's what you could have with a health sharing plan, and here's what you could have with traditional insurance. And I have yet to find somebody that goes, man, this traditional insurance is way better, because it's frankly, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
So kind of stepping back is, it's just an alternative approach to our broken healthcare system.
Yeah.
Where the community shares into each other's medical bills. If I were to ask people, and I ask everybody this question, when somebody pays a premium with traditional insurance, at the end of the month, and you don't go to the doctor, where does that money go?
The insurance company's pocket.
Correct. For profit, you have a for-profit shareholder value model. The board of directors, the CEOs of the companies that make 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, millions of dollars a year. We don't operate that way. I have people that say, well, I've been paying health insurance for 10 years and I never go to the doctor. Where does my money go?
Yeah.
And we keep ours in a reserve to where we actually share it with the community. And that means if somebody has an eligible medical bill that needs to be paid, they take some of mine and a small portion of everybody's and help that person pay their medical bill. That's how we're changing the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
Is we're actually using our members and our community's funds to help somebody else.
Yeah. And there's also a feeling behind that, right? So as an individual, I'm always giving back to others, whether it's time, advice, volunteering for sports, right? There's just that great feeling that you get from giving back to a community. And I bet that's why a lot of members of the health sharing organization feel, right? Because like you said, we're a community. We're helping the individual members, and that's where my money's going to, right? And when I need help, guess what? That feeling comes back, right? So I'm sure there's a great feeling behind it as well when you participate in that program.
It's very rewarding. We have a platform that people are able to send messages to other people.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people don't realize as well as we are a company that is 100% transparent in the healthcare industry. That's never been done before.
Yeah.
No other healthcare company is transparent with where their money goes. We have done it. So when people see it, they're amazed by it. I just had, without getting too much into it, a client that they billed our company $300,000 for neck injections and some other basic procedures, and our company advocated on behalf of their client, and they ended up paying it like $1,000.
Wow.
So you have an industry that is never been challenged, never been had their backs held against the wall, and we're doing that now and holding them accountable. And our community sees that. They see that, man, that we do have somebody on our side now. And it is cool to receive a message to go, I'm so happy that we were able to help your family pay whatever medical bill. It's really cool.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a disruption. It's never happened, but yet it's growing like crazy and super fast. And it's because there's individuals like you who are passionate about helping the community out there, helping individuals with something that has never been done for, or something that they weren't aware of that can truly change it, right? Because you got to understand, if I'm able to save money on certain things, whether, I'm going out and buying a car, I'm trying to negotiate it, right? I'm trying to negotiate in the house, right? When I'm helping people buy a house, I'm negotiating, trying to help them save on that or whatever. They're shopping their lenders and saving. So it's like, why not in everything else? Where's the disruption coming? And I think that's what is a testament to how great that company is and what they're doing to change people's lives. So that's amazing, man. I'm glad you partnered with that and see that and are passionate the way you are about it, because you truly want to help people. And that's what it's about. So what does Tyler Johnson like to do in his off time when he's not helping people or just giving back? What does Tyler Johnson like to do?
And so this hits home for me. I got some making up to do. I spent a long time working in the law enforcement space, and then even before that in the immigration space. Federal government and then local law enforcement.
Yeah.
Almost 15 years total. I was pretty non-existent for a lot of that time in my family's life. So we raised our 4-year-old niece, and my time spent now is raising my niece, spending time with my wife.
Yeah.
I got some catching up to do.
Yeah, and it's okay, right? And it takes a strong spouse behind you to be okay with it and understand it and still support you, stand by you. And she's amazing, And so it's amazing that, you say you say that because there's a lot of individuals out there who don't see that, right? And sometimes that causes a disruption in their own, whether it's marriage, relationship. Sometimes their kids grow up where it's like, who are you? I don't even know you. You were never around. You're either traveling or working. And I've had that as well, right? And lately, people who follow me on social, they've seen that I broke my ankle, about 3 weeks ago, and I got about 3 more in the boot. And that helped me slow down, and it helped me be present where I am, and that everything else is going to fall into place the way, God or the universe, whatever you believe in, happens, right? And so I'm the same way. Like, it helped me slow down by breaking my. Now they have a funny way of doing it. With nobody wants to just go break their ankle to slow down, right? It sucks, but at the end of the day, I'm in the same position. I have to catch up and be present because I was always working. I was always doing things like that, and so no, that's great, man. That's amazing.
And just to add to that, when we talk about direct sales in the company that I work with, we do customer acquisition. We also do team building. To add to me being home present with my family, the flip side of that is I've created a pretty large team to go out and directly offer these same essential services and also this phenomenal health sharing program. So the opportunity that this has provided me to be more present at home is amazing. And like you said, a lot of people just don't know that this is an option for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you work hard and you want to change either the direction your life is going, whether you want to add a little bit of residual income or you just want a complete career change. I didn't go to the school of residual income growing up.
I don't think there's one out there.
Nobody taught me this. Just like we talk about wanting to do taxes and all these things in schools to teach kids. Well, we need to teach kids and young adults that there's other ways of living aside from a basic 9 to 5, because as we're seeing, people are struggling. People are not making it, and they're desperately seeking something else. They just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And people have to have an open mind when it comes to it, and at least if they see it and they see it like, wow, oh my God, I've never heard of this, right? Go all in, jump in. Not all in as far as quit your day job, right? Slowly transition, but if it is a career change, when you surround yourself with great team leaders like yourself and a great community of other people who want to just get better and do better, I mean, that energy is freaking crazy. It's amazing. It's addictive, and so that's the other aspect from when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, like we said before, you're going to change your world, and you're going to see opportunities out there that you've never done before, and it will change your world. So,
and saying that, people, again, we have cell phones in our pockets every day, and we can pick them up and we can send a text message. But when you say, hey, Matthew, pick up the phone and call this person about this service, people are just like, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
Or call this person and show them this opportunity. And people they get scared and they say, well, they're a successful business owner. They prejudge people.
Yep.
And the only thing I'll say back to that is I'm glad the person that called me picked up the phone and called me.
Yeah.
Because it has changed my life.
Yeah.
And now I do that for other people.
Okay, so before we end, let's talk about that one. What are some things that you teach your team or even yourself about, like you said, just pick up the phone and call them and offer whatever service or offer an opportunity and just have a conversation. So what are 1 or 2 things that you can tell people who are either in direct sales or in whatever business? Because in every business, you have to have people in order to be successful.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. You have to have customers. You have to have, workers or whatever, or you're just not going to be successful. So what are 1 or 2 things you can share that quickly, that the mindset or the activity behind it, to just pick up the phone and do it?
The number one thing I resort to with new people entering the industry or people that are just having those days is I put a phone down for them and I say, open your contact list, and I'll make them call somebody. And I'll kind of run them through how to talk or approach the opportunity. And then when they hang up and they look at me, I ask them, did you die? And the answer is always no. I've yet to have a teammate die from making a phone call. What we need to understand in this industry is a no is okay, a no may be no for now, but not forever. I have had people join my team a year later that said, Tyler, I've watched your journey and I want to be a part of it. You know what I do? I welcome them with open arms and I show them how to get to work. So the mindset of this cell phone is the greatest tool in history, and you can use it, and just know that when you pick up the phone and call somebody, you're not going to pass away right afterwards.
And it's like you said, a no means no, not right now. Doesn't mean no forever.
Yep.
Unless they're telling you to drop dead and go F yourself and never call me again, great. Then maybe that's a no forever. But when they say no, it's okay. It's a no, not right now. Maybe the time isn't right in their lives, or they don't have time to talk to you right now. Maybe this afternoon. Heck, that's the other aspect for behind it. Right?
And here's a good perspective of it to kind of wrap up is when you call somebody. If I were to call you and just out of the blue, I haven't talked to you in a little while, but I want to show you an opportunity. And you had just gotten a raise at your work. You just got a promotion. You worked hard. You studied for that. You put a lot of blood, sweat, equity into this promotion, and you got it at work. And I called you right after that. Would you be open to another opportunity? Probably not.
Probably not.
Flip side to that, you just got passed up on a promotion that you worked really hard for. You didn't get that pay raise, or your company says, you know what, our healthcare costs are too high, or benefits, whatever, we're gonna have to lower people's salaries or cut benefits. Do you think if I called you right after that you would be open to another opportunity? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So timing for people, it's timing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, great, man. So it's been amazing to see your journey and where I first met you, a few years ago to where you are today, man. It's been awesome. You're a great leader. So how can people get a hold of you, whether they're interested in health sharing, just wondering what that is, or whether they are looking for a new opportunity to add to or to replace their current job or anything like that? How can people get a hold of you?
So people can get a hold of me. My phone number is out there for the public, 214-717-3706. All you got to do is text me RAISE, RAISE, raise the bar, and your name. And that's it. I will coach and guide people through the most wild experience that they've ever been a part of. I know it because I live it every day.
Yeah.
So I also have social media and Instagram and all that stuff. So.
Cool. Well, there you go, guys. If you're looking for something new or just have questions about what this opportunity is or what health sharing is, reach out to Tyler. He can definitely help you and he'll guide you the right way. So thank you for being on today, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Always.